45.
Charlamagne the devil?
Possible. The Breakfast Club.
Yes, dog here today for Thursday, November 10th goes to 28-year-old Billy Dean Fallon. Billy Dean is an ex-Army technician and also a complete and total sucker. Well, I'm not going to call him a sucker, but what he did is some sucker, okay? I asked the question yesterday, and the question was, what do N-words hate more, reading or accountability? Well, I will ask again today without the N-word. What do people hate more, reading or accountability? I'm going to keep asking that question over and over simply because we are in the most political we're in the most apolitical, anti-intellectual era ever, and nobody seems to care about their fellow man. I don't know if it's technology has made us lose all our humanity, but something has ruined our cognitive skills, because there was a time when folks had more self-awareness. Believe it or not, there was. You know, even people who were doing things they had no business doing at least knew what they were doing was wrong, and they were willing to deal with the consequences of it. Case in point, okay, this guy, Billy Dean Fallon. See, Billy was in an Australian club having big fun, and he met a young woman. And him and that young woman must have established some kind of connection. And for whatever reason, instead of getting a room, they decided to take Usher's advice from 2008 and make love in this club. Usher told folks that because of the way the young lady was winding and working, because of the way she was looking at him, he had to make love in this club. Sidebar. I always liked the sense of urgency in that record. Usher always made it seem like making love in the club. He made it sound like he had to poop real bad and he couldn't hold it, and he had to stop whatever he was doing to poop right now. That's how he made making love in the club sound. Well, Billy and the young lady he met must have felt the same way. They must have had that same gravitational pull towards each other, so they decided to go in the bathroom and go in the bathroom stall. That's the level of freaky and nasty I've never been. Okay, not judging anyone who's done it, but having sex in the bathroom, in a stall, at a nightclub, I barely want to pull my sexual organ out to pee in those things. Nonetheless, have sex. Also, it's a statistical fact that over the last decade in Miami, it's been an uptick of young baby girls being named Olivia or Liv for short, because unbeknownst to them, Liv Nightclub was where they were conceived. Now, this is where Billy gets the biggest hee-haw, and this is when he decided to submit his will to the sucker in him. Billy and this woman in a nightclub, in the bathroom stall, being nasty, and a custodian comes in, janitors, cleaners, whatever you want to call them, a person just doing their job, making a living, doing what he loves, minding his business, coming in the bathroom to clean up God knows what. What do I mean, God knows what? We all know ourselves. We all know what comes out of our bodies. And imagine if in public restrooms we didn't have the great cleaners we do in all these establishments to make sure we don't have to see what came out of the next person's body, even though sometimes we still do. Drop one of Clues bombs for all the custodians out there. Y'all have such a thankless job, but Charlamagne and Tupac care if don't nobody else care, because the cleaner came and knocked on the stall of the bathroom, which is the right thing to do, because if someone's in there, I'll come back later and do my job. But instead of just saying someone's in here, oh, Billy decided to live out his UFC dreams on this poor custodian and begin to strike this cleaner for no damn reason other than he was doing something he had no business doing. Billy, you forget you were in the bathroom at a nightclub in a stall getting frisky with a young woman? Okay, that custodian was where he was supposed to be, doing what he was supposed to be doing. You were not. So by that fact alone, you and the young woman should have just said, shh, giggled a little bit, and depending which gender bathroom you were in, one of y'all should have just answered and said, somebody's in here. Instead, you repeatedly punched the cleaner, slammed the cleaner against the wall, and continued to punch him as he fell to the floor, leaving the custodian with a broken nose. What a sucker. What a sucker. All because Billy was doing something he had no business doing, so he decided to beat up the cleaner for attempting to do his job. I wish that janitor would have thrown bleach in your face, Billy. I wish he'd have thrown bleach in your face and it got in your eyes. And then I wish that custodian would have took a plunger that was just used to plunge the poopiest toilet known to man and made you tongue kiss said plunger. Stuck it right in your face. Then took some pliers and crunched your testicles with them, just like Money Mike did Damon in Friday After Next. That is what I call justice. You reaping what you sow in the exact moment you sowed it. But instead, Billy was sentenced to a year in prison, but was granted immediate parole and was ordered to pay his victim $1,500. That's it. His lawyer said he was in there becoming intimate with his partner. They were in the midst of having a rendezvous when someone started banging on the door. So Billy acted impulsively. Billy acted protectively, and he thought he was protecting himself and his partner. Please. I bet he didn't even have a condom talking about protection, okay? This is what I mean when I say nobody wants to hold themselves accountable. Billy didn't want to take accountability for what he was doing in that bathroom stall. A bathroom stall he had no business in to begin with, okay? He knows they shouldn't have been in there getting intimate or whatever his lawyer said. Okay, see, accountability is not only what we do, but also what we do not do, for which we are accountable. Billy should not have been in that bathroom stall with that woman at a nightclub, and he certainly shouldn't have put his hands on that custodian for doing his job. Please let Chelsea Handler give Billy Dean Fallon the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
All right.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, the stall that they were in was actually out of order. So it was a disabled stall. So the custodian had every right to be banging on the door saying, hey, man, don't use that bathroom, okay? Because there's nothing I can do to clean it up afterwards. Because it's not working.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Mm-hmm. All right. Up next, Ask Yee. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Yee now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.